Is that music? It sounds like backwards audio to me, but it is thunder. Love walked in the door backwards until I'm allowed legally to play it forwards. It is the Yeah Come On Show. I am Southside Steve. That's my co-host Brett Barney, and you can already see we have Magic has walked in through his door, not our door, because we're all three at our house, and that is a legendary man down there on the Yeah Come On Show. I'm honored to have him on. Mr. Radio, Hall of Famer, started working in radio in high school. Then I think you moved to Athens, where you eventually wound up spending 34 years on the air right here in Atlanta.
Yes.
And for those of you that have never said it, it's Quixie, WQXI.
That's right.
And I know Quixie because I'm in my mid-50s, so I live the Quixie, and you're the real deal. And, you know, for me, a lot of people, you know, I think should be educated. I want to educate them, and you're the best guy to do it, because if you enjoy WKRP in Cincinnati, that show was based on Quixie. Am I correct on that?
You are correct, and it happened just before I got there. I started there in '78, but I worked with pretty much all of the characters that it was patterned after.
So there was the black cool guy, there was the old white hippie, there was Les Nessman type, the guy that was just Mr. News. You had it all, but there was a Johnny Fever.
Johnny Fever was patterned after Bobby Harper, Skinny Bobby Harper.
Oh my gosh!
Anybody that's been in Atlanta a long time would know that. I of course worked with Harper at Cox. Larry Lane, the Night Train, was Venus Flytrap, and Herb Tarlick, the sales guy.
Yeah.
Patterned after a guy named Clark Brown. Now, the thing about these people, they're all 100% opposite of who they were portrayed as on TV. Clark was always dressed to the nines, man. I mean, he did Brooks Brothers suits. He looked like $1 million anytime he walked in, sharp as a tack, you know, the Mercedes, all that stuff and everything. But where Herb was, you know, would sell his grandmother for a hamburger, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Herb did not have the morals. What about the general manager? Was there somebody
Exactly. Yeah. I was going to get to that. Jerry Blum, the big guy, was also just the opposite of the guy. What was this? Gordon Jump played his character.
Yes.
Guy. He was always blah, 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 you know, panicking, stuff like that. Jerry was sharp as a tack, one of the best managers on earth. I mean, he knew what was going on. And the best thing I can say, well, I have many, many great memories about being there, but one of the best things I can say is everybody was like a family. It was really a magical time then. And Jerry treated you like one of his kids. And I don't know, I can't say enough wonderful things about it. When I started at Quixie in 1978, it was at Tower Place. I don't know if you remember that or not, Steve. You're probably getting your learner's permit back then or something. But it was the tallest Buckhead. Well, now you go and people go, "Where's Tower Place?" But you know,
it's right there at the end of 14th Street, is it not?
Yeah, no. It's a Piedmont and Peachtree.
That's it.
Called it's called Terminus now.
Terminus. That's where we're headquartered. My company is.
Exactly. Tower Place is the one with the neon lights around it.
Okay.
Gotcha. But anyway.
Well, that tells me there was a lot of trouble you guys got into in the Disco Kroger parking lot. I assume you were limelighting and probably doing a little bit of Rupert's.
Absolutely. And then we had Kraz behind us in the parking lot. It was just great times, man. Can't go back there. No. Great times. I was going to say, when I got Brett into the business, I'll quote my old boss, Gary Corey. Did you know him? You ever meet Gary Corey? Steve?
Never met Gary, no. And if I did, I might know a face, but I don't know him by name. So.
You know, Gary Corey, of course, later on became Red Neckerson.
I know Red Neckerson.
I was the last guy he hired at Quixie, and so he was just great, wonderful, awesome PD. A real dry, real crotchety old dude and stuff, you know. So I remember one time I was at a party, and my old general manager from the station I'd started at in Athens was at the same party. It's one of those Lowry barbecue beer bash things, you know.
Right.
And Corey was there and stuff, so I walked up to my former general manager. I said, "Hey, this is the guy that got me into Major Market Radio." And Corey looked him dead in the eye and says, "I wish you'd quit reminding me of my mistakes." Yes, I cannot say that about you, Brett.
Thank you.
I remember Brett coming in. I was in charge of the interns. I just had a lot of great talent come through the young, I loved watching the kids develop. And I wasn't even a dad for a lot of this stuff. But I remember Brett would come in and we'd ask the kids where they wanted to be. We'd put some in promotions or production. He says, I want to be on the radio. I don't care about promotions. I don't care about production. Well, maybe a little bit. I don't care about engineering. I want to be on the radio. And look what you did, Brett.
He did it.
He
did it. Yeah. And I didn't know, I saw Brett when he came into our station when he was working on my old signal. I did country for 1 year on 106.7 with Rhubarb in Dallas.
Oh, man.
And that was 2007. And then I went to rock in 2008 right there at our building. And I saw Brett and I'm like, who's this good old boy? He's wearing those hunter boots. And he's got not Hunter the girl style, no, but just boots that do hunt in. Yeah. And I knew he was from Alabama because he wore enough colors, or I knew he went there, but he wasn't. It turns out he wasn't from there. He's a good Catholic boy. But I took a shine to him. I realized what a great writer Brett was. And we actually did a show on Brett 2 weeks ago, just talking about why he's where he is. And they wanted to keep him even with the cutbacks at Cumulus, but they just couldn't. They did everything they could. They paid you for a minute, didn't they, brother?
Oh yeah, they took really good care of me. They gave me 90 days and then everything. They could have let me go when 106.7 was turned off and sold, but they kept me on for what, almost another year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. It's like, damn.
And the reason is, too, Steve, you've been around this a long time. And Brett,
yeah, man,
you have to wear many, many hats to survive in the radio industry. And you did that. I mean, I used to listen to the Kimmer and all those guys. I would hear the Kimmer raving over that. I'd sit there and smile, but I worked with Kimmer at WSB. I also worked with Jim Gossett at WSB.
Right.
All those guys got together and everything. But when you've been around the radio business a long time, I know a lot of your old cronies at 96 Rock too, Steve.
Okay.
I'm still very close with Bob Hellbush.
Love Bob. Bob's a good dude. That was our engineer.
And but we have 126 mutual friends on Facebook. And as we were saying before this started, I've really enjoyed watching Steve become a dad to a wonderful wife and stuff is what life is all about. We were neighbors for a little while. I lived off Barnwell Road for 20 years at River Glen subdivision.
Okay. Oh man.
Next to Country Club of the South on the Barnwell side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you lived in Autry Mill for a while when you moved out there, I think. But
I lived in Autry Mill for a year,
Right.
actually with my in-laws, and it was very convenient for my wife and I. We got married across the street at Country Club of the South, and we were looking for a house. It took us about 13 months, and it's so funny. We sold my loft downtown. I kept one to rent out, and I sold mine. And I was like, man, we can't find a house, but I got the price I wanted. I'm like, I got to get the hell out of Dodge. And we got a baby coming. So we brought our newborn home to my in-laws, lived with them with the newborn for 13 months.
That's
so
true love.
I will have to kiss their ass for the rest of my life. And then we found this place, we're out here in White Columns out here in Milton, and love it. Just love it.
Yep.
It's great. But, I also wanted to mention in talking to you that you were at B98.5 too for many, many, many years, over 20, if I'm correct.
27 years afternoon drive.
Wow, man, that's
27 in 4 months. Who's counting? But
no, you and I, because every damn month counts in this business. And then you got put in the Georgia Radio Hall of Fame, and that was in 2013.
Yes.
Yeah, and that is one Kelly McCoy we have on our Come On show here today, and this is special. It really is. I
appreciate that.
Yeah, it really is. I've been a fan for a long time, and I just added it up. I've been doing this. I've been on morning since 1995 myself. So nowhere near where you are, brother.
No. You have a different 4 than I do or did.
Yeah.
It was what do you mean there's a 4 a.m.? That's when I would come home sometime. But what time do you get up? 1, 2?
No, back in the day, it's I was spending the night at a different girl's house, no joke, and I would get lost because there wasn't GPS. So I got lost in so many damn subdivisions just trying to make it to the radio station for that damn 445 traffic. And it was brutal. And I ran the board for the regular guys. Christopher Rude ran his own board when I started at 96, and Rude's the one that got me. He's the guy I have to thank. And then a guy named Rich Van Slyke is the one I interned with.
I know Rick.
You know Rich.
Great production guy.
Yeah, great production guy. I did my internship with him. Rude came to me because of my sales background, put me on in 95. And, I did John Boy and Billy when they let Rude go. And then all of a sudden the regular guys come into town. Before that, Opie and Anthony interviewed. I thought I was going to be working with them. They go to New York, and I get those two dudes, and they came in and did a radio that to this day still shocks me that I was a part of. It was, it's one thing to do those things off air and nobody knows, but damn, to talk about it and do it. I mean, I was like, Mom, don't listen. Every time she listened, she cried. I'm like, I'm still your son. Don't let this performance get to you. I'm still your son. So there's different styles of radio, but your style was classic. I wanted to comment about the Hall of Fame. I do take it serious, but I didn't understand how it worked. I got nominated, and this was 3 years ago. And I'm like, okay, I go that night dressed up. I've got my mom and her husband. My father passed, and they're in town. They drove in. They live in Alabama. And then I've got my in-laws, my wife. I'm just sitting there waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and it ends, and I don't get called. And I ran 3 different speeches through my mind, and then I realized, oh, you mean I had to get people to vote for me and pay $25? I wasn't aware. I didn't know.
Well, I didn't get in the first time I was nominated either. So,
But I look up to it, and I think I should be in it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 1,000%. I really do.
Yeah, but it does mean something to me.
Yep,
but I was
absolutely.
like, and I understand the concept of getting people even to vote for you and put money into the Hall of Fame. I get it all. I just didn't understand. I went in there not knowing, but it meant enough to me to have my family there. And I was like, okay, that makes me feel good that you didn't get in the first time in.
No. Did you ever know Captain Herb Emery?
Oh, love Captain Herb. Yes, knew him well.
One of the finest men on earth. He always called me Kellogg. And so I remember the night
Kellogg.
I have lots of Herb Emery stories too, but the night I had no idea. See, they don't tell you whether you're going to get it or not. You
don't know.
As you know, you find out. Well, they may announce me, they may not. All I kept that night, I don't know how Herb had a feeling or he knew something I didn't know. He says, "It's going to be a big night, Kellogg. It's going to be a big night." Okay. Well, yes, it's Herb, but and it was, and I was honored, and I still miss Herb, but yeah, it was pretty special.
I do too. I first met him out at the infield covering Atlanta Motor Speedway, the races, and that's when I first got to be friends with him. And then we were both endorsers with D. Geller and Son Jewelry, and that, I would see him. But before it was over, we had probably 40, 30-minute long conversations under our belt. Not
That's
as close
the
to him as probably you were, but I just knew. And then when you hear what happened and how it went down, you're like, sure, that guy pulled over. Sure, that guy tried to rescue and help somebody and then loses his own life in the process. It's just the saddest thing, but I went to his funeral. I don't know. I'm sure you were there. I don't remember seeing you there.
I was out of town. We had a house fire that summer.
Oh, God.
No, it was Mother's Day. That's right. We were down. We had a family beach place down in St. Simon's. And I'd had some medical stuff going on. I could not come to the funeral.
Oh.
I mean, I just remember crying like a baby because Herb Emery is one of the greatest people I've ever known. You will never, ever find anybody that will say anything unkind about him. And if you do, I want you to slap them. And because
I will hit them.
Yeah, right. But just one of those wonderful characters, legends that we got to meet in the business and stuff. But I mean, it hit that whole scene. It happened on a holiday, didn't it, Steve? When it
Yes, sir. I don't remember exactly when, but I knew
that
it
back from the holiday weekend, and there was no Herb doing traffic, and then you had all these tens of hundreds of thousands of people finding out he was gone. That just broke the radio station apart. I mean, but anyway, but
yeah, no, it was sad. I do remember being at the funeral, and listening to this person talk, and I'm like, Herman Cain is standing behind me, and I look, I'm like, what's up, Herman? So, and now we've lost him too. You know, you just never know the path. But I do think, you know, and I work with some young people on my show, and they'll take some shots. And now I've gone from the youngest guy that was out there being a hot mess, never settling down, to married, 2 kids, and now I'm the oldest guy in the studio by 10 years. 10 years with my host, and then I'm 20 something years older than everybody else. I'm like, oh my God, I'm the older guy. And they tease and take shots, but I'm like, you don't realize the history of radio. And that's why it's such a joy to have you on. And I'm glad that Brett got you, because I want to educate people to what Atlanta radio was. And the fact that you were on a radio station that WKRP modeled their television show after. It just has to be known. And the Hall of Fame, I think it does matter in the fact that you're in it. Do you ever think you'll make it to the radio National Hall of Fame?
No. I don't even deserve to even carry somebody's headphones for that. I'm very honored to be in Georgia, of course. And the thing about it is, radio has gone through and is going through changes. But even if you listen to somebody through your smartphone, your smart speaker, or an app or whatever, it's still radio. You just got to adjust, and you have to be creative on different ways and stuff. And as you know, too, one of the biggest things, finding young people to go that are interested in the business, because you have so many sources to get your music, not even thinking about YouTube, or how many ways can you discover new artists, do your own playlists and stuff like that. Because now if you tell somebody that used to be in radio, they go, okay, you know.
Yeah.
And when I meet somebody, I live in Athens now, and so if I meet somebody from Atlanta, I'll go, ask your grandparents if they remember me, or your mother, because most of the college kids can be my grandkids, you know, now. But
yeah. I remember going to Athens early in my career, and it was during the heyday of the regular guys on 96 Rock. And man, you would have thought I was Elvis. I was hanging with everybody. I was hugging. I mean, they all knew who I was. You're right. If I show up there now, you know, their mom and dad know who I am. And I get that sometimes too. Somebody will walk up in their 20s, go, hey, do you mind? And I'm like, I figure they want a picture. And they're like, it's just for my mom and dad. They just told me this morning.
I'll drive down Millage Avenue, you know, I'll see the little sorority boys, sorority girls and fraternity boys, and I'll go, you look 12. What are you doing here? You know?
Yeah. Why are you drinking? You can't drink at 12.
And you go, man, you better enjoy your life, because it's going to be a real show when you get out there.
No, that's the damn truth.
How old are you now, Brett?
I'm about to be 32. When we first met, I was 20. I think when we first talked, I remember I was sitting on the porch in my fraternity house, and I'd sent in an application. We set up a time, and I sat out and we talked on the phone. I was probably like 19 then, and I'm about to be 32.
Was that in, so where were you then? So where did y'all meet? You say not in Alabama.
I was at B98.5.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So yeah, go ahead and let's hear the story that I've only heard rumors of, exactly how it happened.
So how it all happened is I wrote a paper when I was 14. I don't know why they asked 14-year-olds what you want to do for the rest of your life. I decided radio based off of one of my friends that said that's what he was going to write about. And I interviewed Neil Williamson. And then I decided, okay, I'm going to go to communications school. And I saw that there was an opportunity to intern at Cox when I was a sophomore in college. So I sent in an application. Kelly responded, and somehow I got the internship, and it was awesome. And the funny thing is I worked in promotions, but he knew that I wanted to be on air. So we would always set up like once every other week or every 3 weeks. I would come in and sit with him in a production room while he was recording, and he would show me, you know, basic mic techniques and things along the lines of that. And editing. It was actually really, and then I went and interned for another company at Citadel. And then that was the first company to hire me. But it was just a really great program, and you don't see anything like it anymore at any radio company.
Yeah, that speaks volumes. I knew that you were somewhat disciplined and came from a more educational side, unlike, you know, some of us that are just like, okay, man, I made it through high school, no problem, but college after a couple of years, nah, and I'm funny, I'm crazy, and I'm in radio. And there's a lot of us like that too.
Jerry Corey used to say, says he called being on the air talking fast, lying about my name, giving away stuff, and talking to young chicks on the phone. That's what radio was back then. Talking fast.
I love it.
I want to get back to Brad. There's one thing while we're talking about style, Steve. I really want to tell you this. I am honored to meet you finally. Your style on the air is you talk to people. You don't. There's a technical term we've all heard for years. It's called puking. You know, the guy who talk like this. Hi, good afternoon. You're currently right now. You know, those kind of guys. But you always talk and you relax and you're real and you're natural. And I think that plays a lot to people's. That appeals to them. That's what they want. You're being one-on-one. You're my friend. Okay.
Yeah.
And I think that's, you know, rule number one is you are one-on-one, and to hear somebody go, good afternoon, everybody, in that fake pukey voice and stuff like that, really? But anyway, you're nice and natural and smooth. I do catch these podcasts every now and then, by the way. I don't listen to morning radio because I'm not, if I get up, I'm just, you know, going for coffee on my laptop. But
no.
Wonderful. You are having a wonderful ride too, man. And
I am trying to take the wave to the beach, brother.
There you go. And Mr. Brett's talking about wearing many, many hats because you've done so many on location things and studio things, production things, producing things. And now what you do now, you're still in the business because once you get this in your blood, it doesn't leave. I mean,
yeah.
And once I've been out, I left 9 years ago, and I still have that dream of walking into a control room and dead air. I'll have a dream of being on location and not having any CDs to play. We never played CDs at a location. Why we're having this weird dream and stuff. You may have those now, Steve, but you'll have them once you do make the next step, you know, or whatever. But,
yeah, I think I've seen it all. You know, for me, I think the one thing that locked me into this career was how good I was on location. And I also do really good endorsements, but I have to believe in the product. I won't endorse it. I remember, I'll never forget turning down Pepsi. I'm like, I'm Atlanta, I'm Coca-Cola. I don't care what you're paying. I'm not doing it. You know, and, yeah, it is, you know, and I'm not doing any other airline but Delta, you know, and Delta and Coca-Cola don't really advertise, but damn it, I'm there. You know, so for me, it was always just being good on location, I was great at bar promotions. I was great at, you know, I could dress up with a tuxedo at the can ball, you know, with the mayor, and I could go in, you know, wear my blue jeans and a pair of tennis shoes and kill it and end up dating the beer chick. You know, it was one or the other. And for me, I think I was blessed with that, is always being out 2, if not 4 nights a week for probably 15 years.
And you're a natural burning. You're natural talent at that. And that's, you know, a lot of people can't do that. A lot of guys and ladies, they're great behind the mic, you know, but we get them on public, they get petrified, you know. We've seen all kinds once you do this for a long time.
You're right. To me, I'm comfortable in the studio, but I think I'm more comfortable in front of people.
Yeah. I actually remember hearing you say, "Yeah, come on 96 Rock." I mean, I remember.
Yeah.
That's how.
There's a great Jeff Hullinger story with that. God bless him. But
what a great man! I mean, I worked with him. He did afternoon
love Hullinger
on WSB, you know, AM for a while. Same time I spent a lot of time in the newsroom. He'd come visit. What a great, talented man. So I'm sorry. Go ahead. Tell your Jeff's story.
No, I love Jeff. Jeff's so funny. You got to really be around him a long time. He's a very guarded human being, and it cracks me up how guarded he is. And I'm like, at this point, Jeff, I should be allowed to walk right in your house shirtless, and it shouldn't be a problem. But you know, he's still guarded around me sometimes. But he and Chris Rude, I had been saying, yeah, come on the ramp working in the airlines. I was like, ramp 2, gate through, aircraft 233, Fort Walton Beach coming up 22. You know, yeah, come on. So I walk in the studio, and I'm working mornings for probably about a month. And then I hear, I guess Rude and Hullinger had watched some naughty video that Rude made him watch. Hullinger was above it, didn't want to see it. But he heard what was being said, and he started repeating it, going, "Oh yeah, you know what I like. Oh yeah, you know what I want. Yeah, come on. Yeah, you." And I'm like the dude saying, "Yeah, come on." So I freaked out. So I started saying it. I'm like, I've been saying that, and then I asked his permission. I said, "Are you holding on to yeah, come on?" He goes, "No." I said, "I'd like to trademark it," and he goes, "Go ahead. You have my blessing." So I trademarked it, and the rest is history.
Well, I used to say, "Yeah, come on." You had a little more Southern in there too when you first started.
Come on.
I remember. Yeah, come on.
And then you got, yeah, with like Jesse James Dupree, everybody, and Rhubarb Jones. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Now that I could do. No, Sasa. Look, you can't say hell on the radio. Now, I'm telling you. Now, listen. You can't say damn. We got a lot of church people listening. You can't say that. You can't bring that over here from your rock and roll station. So I did. I said hell, like, or damn, or something. Dallas is laughing, and he got on me. But crazy moments, and I'm glad you and I are both here. I'm glad we have such a young talent like Brett Barney and my co-host. That's why I wanted to grab him. I just like he's a hustler. He's a guy that'll go to the finish line with me. And there's not many of those guys, as you know. And we're losing some of our greatest talent. Not that you and I are anywhere near that, but I'm just saying.
Well, Mr. Brett, I understand you're going to tie the knot soon too.
I am. A few weeks
this
out,
was
man.
way too quick. Way too quick.
11 weeks of planning. It is. It's a lot of work, a lot more than I thought it would be, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, yeah, I'm sure you'll be a great husband, and if it happens, a great dad too, because we don't hang out with any schlocky people, right, Steve?
No, sir, we do not. You can't surround yourself with that. It's good to have a character maybe on the show that's a complete idiot or just doesn't do anything right, but you need good people around you. That's for sure. That's for sure. I wanted to ask you, and Brett, I'm going to turn it over to you for a couple of your questions, but I don't often get, a star is born here, Kelly McCoy.
Yeah, right.
On the phone. I can't even believe I'm saying Kelly McCoy. I would have loved to have worked with you even a year in radio. I want to know the turkey scene at WKRP. Did y'all ever do anything stupid like that? Did they steal that from you guys? Was there ever a promotion that you can remember back in the day that nobody would know about unless there was a TV crew there?
Jerry Blum did that in Texas at a radio station. They were throwing frozen turkeys from the back of a big flatbed truck. They were not live turkeys being dropped from a helicopter. Well, when he and Hugh Wilson heard about the promotion, that's when they embellished or enhanced the promotion. I still have my "I dropped the turkey on WQXI" t-shirt. Every Thanksgiving, we'd have sound effects and stuff. Of course, the client would only give you X number to give away. And so you'd have the turkey make a splat or somebody caught them. We actually had people call up and complain, "I'm calling the SPCA. You're dropping turkeys off a building." No, ma'am. This is a radio promotion, your theater of the mind and stuff. But we did, one time Blum was just so great. He always did something to motivate us before a ratings period. He flew all of us to New York for a day of shopping.
Awesome.
Did not tell us. He told us we're having a meeting. He had flown in a motivational speaker near the airport. We always traveled in limos back in those days. That was when radio was showbiz. And so we drove by the only one hotel back then that was at the airport. We realized we were going somewhere. So we met. Jerry gave us a handwritten note with 3 $100 bills, paper clipped to it. It says, "Here is my motivation. I want to thank you guys for busting your asses to make these the best radio stations in the country. And to say thank you, I thought we'd go shopping for the day." Of course, we're all losing our mind by then. We went, we played, we spent the money. We went to his favorite steakhouse, Peter Luger's in Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. It's the kind of, environment it was at Quixie back in those days. Of course, 94Q was the big FM back then too. But I kind of got spoiled in Atlanta radio. I thought everywhere was going to be like that. And it was not exactly that way when I first started at Cox, but then later on, when different people came in and took over, we went from like worst to first. And I was very honored to be there for so long too, because back in those days, it was just an amazing place to work. I'm a very blessed man. That's the way I can do it, to get to do what I want to do for a long time and work for great people at a great company, companies, I guess.
No, you sure have. Brett, do you have any questions for Kelly McCoy?
Hey.
So Steve was talking about how he used to work at the airport, and I don't know if Steve knows this, but you kind of also worked at Hartsfield-Jackson as well, because weren't you the first voice of the plane train?
Yes. Steve, you remember a band back in the 70s called Blackjack?
Yes.
I did their spots when I was in Athens, and their manager knew me. and he had a studio down in Hapeville. Airport was oh god, my computer is about.
We got you.
Anyway, the new airport was getting ready to open, and the tapes were not working in the trams and stuff. So Westinghouse called a studio and said, "We need somebody to record some. You're entering Concourse A," that kind of stuff. So I got off the air at Quixie, went down to a studio, and recorded all the voices for the trains and that kind of stuff. So I was the voice of the Atlanta airport for a while. Then people weren't paying attention to me because I was too nice. And so that's when they went to the Darth Vader voice. Then
Right.
we got the Olympics. They thought the Darth Vader voice was too frightening to people, and they went with somebody else. I can't remember, but
Oh man.
I think I made like $400, and there's my, I was the voice of the airport, but so yeah.
You're like, am I getting a discount on the airlines? Is there anything you can do for the man here? I am the voice. Or I would get on the train right when it says it and just do it. Like say, Concourse A.
We'd go
What's going
somewhere, and my late wife we'd be going somewhere, and I would start talking, and she'd go, "That's him." I go, "Be quiet, Carrie." But yeah, that's.
Isn't there always that? Isn't it great whether it's your wife or guy in the group? There's always, my father-in-law does that. Hey, Southside Steve, do you know
That's
that?
right.
I'm like,
no autographs, please.
yeah, no, he just wants a free dinner. But it is what it is.
Give me one of those endorsements, son.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, Mr. Brad, I got 12 minutes left on my battery. I apologize. My laptop is dying. I'm going to ruin. We'll have to come back and do another one if you'll have me.
We'd love to have you again. Let's go ahead and ask him a few more questions.
Obviously, we're scraping the bottom of the barrel, but
no, I wanted to have you on. You're the one who I wouldn't be doing this if it weren't for you.
No, Kelly, we've talked about, me and how I got started, which we just covered, with Rich Van Slyke and Christopher Rood and all that, and Michael Hughes, my program director. But he always mentions you. Always has.
I appreciate that. I really appreciate it, buddy.
It's the truth, man. You took care of me, so
yeah.
I got to be honest.
Well, I'm honored that you asked me. It's a
So
love fest.
You were on the air for so long. Have you ever had a stalker?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
I don't have time to tell you, but I have quite a few of them. One woman used to think that I was with her in Minnesota. I never even been to Minnesota. One woman called Dan Rather to complain about me one time. Yeah. We'll just stop right there.
We'll just stop. Yeah. Isn't it great when you start down on something, you're like, okay, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever held a spot on air at one station as long as you did?
I think Bortz did in the market. No, I'll take that back. Maybe Steve Goss was at the same station. I think I had I may have the record for the longest shift. Now, Katie Kiley's coming up close to being on the air longer than I was. We were inducted the same night. As a matter of fact, Katie Kiley, Steve Goss, and I were all inducted to the Radio Hall of Fame the same night. That was real special. But
dude, that is so great.
Her voice still blows me away. I mean, God, I listen to the river.
She earned it. I watched her smoke those cigarettes at 96.
Yeah,
Rock.
man. Thank God she quit that.
Yeah, thank the Lord. And Steve Goss, what a polished, good guy he is.
Yes, they're all just great, wonderful people. We'll have to get you guys to come to a Radio Liars Club meeting sometime. There's a guy named Eric Seidel puts those together, and we'll. Did you ever
love to do it? Love to do it.
But we'll have to do that sometime.
Yeah.
Now that COVID is, let us get back to abnormal.
Yeah.
Random one. How important do you think it is to have a catchphrase?
If it works and you can do it. Yeah, come on, do it.
Yeah, come on, do it.
Man. Mine was take care of your body. So that I didn't use that one for years.
There you go.
Said, take care of your body. That's what I would sign off with and that kind of stuff. So.
And then my last.
And you look great, and you have definitely taken. You look younger than Brett.
Well,
I love you, Brett. I'm
That's
sorry.
The wedding stress.
It's the makeup. But anyway.
All right, last one. I always ask everybody who's a radio personality, what's the best or most memorable endorsement or deal that you ever dealt with?
The best endorsement I ever had?
Yes, sir.
Oh man. One of the last ones I had I really enjoyed when I left B98.5 was Ray's on the River. Ray's restaurants, and they were a wonderful. Ray's just a big kid. What a hoot. And their food's always outstanding. And then I'd get a call from Aaron. I just put $500 on your card. You need to go try the new shrimp. I think I can do that, Aaron. But
on my way.
Yeah. They pay you money to talk about somewhere, then you go eat this great food. That was when I think about the stupid money we could do back in those days we were making, I go, God almighty, you know. But
I know. I feel you.
Dang it, I think we lost him.
Well, you know what? That's how you go out right there. When I think of all the money, that was the last of the wisdom of one Kelly McCoy that let his computer die on the Yeah Come On show. I couldn't have said it better. I couldn't have. I think that's the way we go out, Brett. And I will say to anybody that is listening to this or watching, Kelly McCoy is I mean that's first place. That is radio royalty in Atlanta. For those that don't know, when you look at Quixie, which was around, you know, when I was in high school, WQXI, you'd see the bumper stickers and all that. They had the characters. Again, WKRP in Cincinnati modeled after that prior to his arrival in 78. I didn't know that. I thought that he was there when they came in and kind of modeled it after it. But the years on 98.5 and chilling and just doing it. And the fact he got you your start, you know, and I think the same way of Christopher Root and his time in Atlanta. So it was just that was a really cool moment. I want to thank you for bringing him on, Brett. You get 100% credit because I've never met the guy till today.
He's an amazing guy. He really is. And he really does care about the business. And that's what I think the best thing you can do for somebody who's bringing new people, young people into the industry. He really cares, and he could smell it if he knew you weren't going to work or if you weren't going to, you know, be able to do this, because you really have to have a passion to wake up some of the crazy hours. He is actually calling me right now.
Tell him his words were beautiful and that we're going out that way and we've done him right and he's all good, and we'll have him on another time.
Absolutely.
And I say you just do it right now.
Okay. Hey, Kelly. Oh, you're fine. We knew your computer was going to crash. You'd given me a heads up beforehand. Oh, here you go. Yeah, here he is. Here, I'll hang up. There you are.
Kelly, that's great. I gave you the most wonderful send off.
Hey.
Your words are just like, you know, the money we made in the business. And then you clicked out. I'm like, I couldn't have said it better.
I'm sorry. Listen, man, you go stand somewhere for 2 hours and I got to make a grueling 4 call-ins, and they're paying you this kind of money, and you leave. I mean, and people clean up after you. You know, I go,
yeah,
Lord. Well, you know, it's like, man,
I know.
Thank you, Lord. That buys a lot of diapers too, doesn't it, Steve?
It does. It buys a lot of diapers, and God knows, man, my drinking tolerance and just my being able to stand in one place as well too. You know, different type of gigs. You know, and one thing I wanted to do, speaking of sponsors and stuff, we have, some great ones, and you might even get a tip here. OxygenFinancial.com sponsors the Yeah Come On show. Ted Jenkins, he's got locations in Milton as well as Buckhead. Guy's fabulous. These are crazy times, and he can make you some money. He has his finger on the pulse. Then Circle 285, named perfectly. That is for your car insurance. That is for your home insurance, and that would be a quote. It's a free quote. That's all it is. They're going to put you with a type A company. You're probably paying too much. They'll get you more insurance for less money. All they got to do is quote you. That's it. So go to circle285.com. And lastly, for people that are out there, Ridgeline Counseling. Dr. Dave Markwell will help you get back to you, whatever you is or was. He's a great counselor. And then we have one last sponsor that just came on just for a month. They're doing a giveaway with us. And that would be Legends Spirits. And you can go find those guys at Legends_Spirits. Correct, Brett? And we're doing a giveaway with those guys.
Yes, sir. That is correct. And if you read the details of the show, you can find out exactly how to win. Basically, you got to follow both of us, screenshot it, send it to us. You want to send in a video of you drinking some Legends, you know, being a legend with Legends. That gives you 3 names in the hat, and the winner's going to get, what was it, the big box with the glass, and
you get a glass, you get a bottle, and it retails for $250, and that's on them. They're going to give that to you. We're going to give you Yeah Come On hats.
Exactly.
Well, those are our sponsors, and I think Kelly will get a kick out of it. Give him our phone number. I wanted a lot of 69s, Kelly, and I got it.
Oh no. Steve, did you not notice how my questioning for this podcast was kind of a little bit different?
Yeah, I did. You were classy.
No, because I was trying to avoid doing some of this stuff because the phone number, and I'm going to see if I can even remember it because I was dumb enough not to write it down, 6786 yeah boy, as we have
Yeah, boy.
out. It is also on the screen right now. If you want to give us a call, leave us a voicemail, you can shoot us a text. You can also email us it's the Yeah Come On Show or yeahcomeonshow@gmail.com. You can also follow us at the Yeah Come On Show on Twitter and Instagram, as well as Facebook.
You did okay there, Brett. You did okay. It wasn't perfect. Kelly's not
I was looking
let
to
down.
find the information, and you know what? I just didn't have it in front of me. I got Kelly here. It's a good night.
Kelly,
Yeah.
you flustered my boy. You flustered him.
Well, somebody's got to do it.
That's it. In closing, we like to give our guest a cigarette break back in the day. So we're going to let you take some quick drags and to promote anything that you're up to, Kelly, or anything you'd like to mention on the show right now.
Well, let's see. I'm actually on the radio again.
Okay.
There's a group of us old radio farts doing what we used to do. It's called TGC Radio. That's
TGC.
That stands for the Georgia Club. You may have played golf there, either one of you guys over here.
I have.
A buddy of mine, Sanders Hickey, lives there, and he had this idea to do an online radio station. And so one of the other people on there, you may have known or worked with 100 years ago, is my college roommate, Randy Reeves. Was that name?
Oh.
Randy worked at Z23 and Power 99.
No, I don't know him.
He's been doing voiceover work, for the last, 30, 40 years, just staying at the studio stuff at home and everything. But there's, between the four of us that are on there, I think we have like 300 years experience. Jeff Winter, you remember Jeff Winter?
No, who's Jeff Winter?
He was the first morning guy on 96 Rock. You've heard his voice a million times. He used to do the Hi-Fi Buys commercials and stuff like that.
Okay.
Anyway, Jeff does all the imaging and everything. It's nothing that you would enjoy at all, Steve. It's soft AC. I mean, I do all my stuff in the room I'm in now.
Right.
I can jump in with a software voice track, or I can email some stuff in. So we're just, we're doing it for fun. Nobody's getting paid. It's just a bunch of guys, having fun.
I dig it. That's great. That's great. You never know. You could get paid. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. But and I'm just enjoying a retired life. I have a great lady, and I spend half my time on Lake Harwell, half of it here in Athens, Watkinsville. And so, I'm a very blessed, happy man. And I hope everybody can be as blessed and happy as I am, because you never know in this crazy world, man.
No, sir, you do not. No, and thank God we didn't get into that, because the world is upside down. We are tripping.
We'll save that for next time.
Yes, we will. Well, for myself, Southside Steve, my co-host Brett Barney, it is the Yeah Come On Show. Once again, special thanks to a radio legend right here in Atlanta, Georgia, Kelly McCoy. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Brett. Good job, buddy. Thank you.
Georgia's Legends Distillery produces multi-award-winning bourbons and vodka using our patented quantum purity technology out of Cumming, Georgia. Our 21st century technology combined with traditionally aged spirits results in an ultra-pure, smooth finish that leaves no burn on the back of the throat, and with Legends you can enjoy the night and take back the morning. So visit us online at spiritsusa.com or any of our social media pages and learn more about Georgia's award-winning Legends Distillery.